stuff that matters. Number 4, social media is a great way to meet other people and socialize, and sometimes, throw some ideas around. When others know what you're up to, you give them inspiration and you get their opinion and ideas. Also, do not be afraid to self-promote. My Twitter handle, it's right there. Y'all should follow me. It's a bit creative and long, but yeah, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. The toughest part is to be slightly out of step, to be slightly different. I don't know about you guys, but I used to be very conscious and concerned about how other people perceived me, and if they were judging me, was I like a nerd or a geek or some weirdo who does science fairs? But after hearing Tyler Oakley's point, I really stopped and listened, and he says you should care less about what other people think, because at the end of the day, everyone is so worried about themselves and how they're coming across that nobody's judging as much as y'all think they are. So keep in mind with each morsel of knowledge and with each personal achievement, no matter how small, will come a small dose of self-confidence. Sorry, someone's messaging me. Also, do not be afraid. Any presentation, speech, competition, conference like you guys are here, that you've heard about, go ahead and apply. Do not be afraid of failure. And I extend this invitation to you guys because you only learn more from not succeeding, and it motivates you to work even harder on your interests. You never know what the next thing you apply to will lead to next. If you asked me a year ago what I'd be doing right now, I would have never in a million years guessed that I'd be on the Tonight Show joking around with Jimmy Fallon, or even talking to you guys. So I could go on and on, but those are my 7 tips for you. And I challenge you guys to make your own speech or just own little list of 7 tips for yourself, and then try to live up to them. It's actually harder than you may think. So my journey is just beginning, so is yours, and I have many more goals and challenges and difficulties to overcome. But I plan to build slowly, brick by brick, experience by experience, and nothing that is worth anything was done overnight. Finally, I know this sounds really cheesy, but don't be in the shadows. Be a vibrant color, one that shines and inspires others.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Anne?
Let's do it.
Another round of applause, guys. Great. Any questions? We got one right here.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, your flashlight, like, did it? Is it really, like,
In like real life?
Yeah.
Not yet. It's still in progress because I have to make it brighter, but it does work in warm climates and cold climates, which is the main thing. So hopefully soon you guys will be able to see it in somewhere. Some shop, a flashlight shop. I don't know.
Any other questions? Last call?
Oh, yeah.
So, how long did it take you?
That's a very good question. I used Peltier tiles in a previous science fair project when I was in grade 7. So I learned a bit about it then, and then I started working on my flashlight not last June, the June before that. So, and then it was kind of progress from there. So it's been quite a while actually. Time has flown. Yeah. Yes?
Does it work better in warm climates?
It would work better in cooler climates because the greater the temperature differential between the cold and the hot side of the plate, the brighter the light. But I also have a pre-charged unit and another version of my flashlight, so it doesn't matter what the temperature differential is. You just click it on, and it's going to be very bright.
Any other big inventions you're making?
It's a secret.
Yeah, I was just wondering, do you know more about meeting Jimmy Fallon?
I watched it. It was awesome.
It's on YouTube, yeah. It was very cool. big fan of his beforehand. I'd always like come back from school and like watch all his videos on YouTube. So I was a huge fan, and I was checking my email, of course, in the middle of physics class. And, I saw this email, and I was like, oh my god, this isn't real. So I like reread it twice, and I started freaking out. And then they called me a few days later because they had to pick kids to go on the show. There were 2 other kids, and a lot of people auditioned apparently. And then I got to go to New York. They flew me out. We went to the studio, Rockefeller Plaza Center, and we got to rehearse with this writer a few times, and then we rehearsed once with Jemmy before the show. And then I was like fangirling because I couldn't talk, and I was like, oh, I have to talk. It's part of the thing. And then it was cool. He is a great guy. He's a very nice person for sure. He's very friendly. He's asking, oh, how do you find New York, etc. I was just very disappointed that he wasn't my best friend after the trip, but that's for next time.
So to see like how you started off doing all those your interest games because you were keeping around stuff at a younger age, do you ever find it concerning now that like the type of environment like if like at all if any of us can encourage our younger generation to put things down, to put the tablets down, put the iPhone down, to like experiment more, like I don't know what your views on that kind of stuff, how like it is changing
Right.
generation. Like just your viewpoint on that.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the household sometimes and your environment that you're brought up in. Like for me, I wasn't like allowed to watch a lot of TV at all. I remember crying after Teletubbies was turned off. I have a distinct memory of that. I do not know why. And I had to make my own toys. So that was the thing. Like my parents would be like, make your own thing. So instead of like those like plastic houses that like kids would go on hide in, I like made my own cardboard box one. I just like eat grass and stuff. I don't know. I was a weird child, and I also had a big interest in bugs. That was another thing. So instead of like buying a pet, I would get my own from the garden. So a lot of it was like pushed on to me to do. And so it's kind of like scary when you see like 5-year-olds or like 7-year-olds with phones. It kind of scares me because like what are they doing? They're not doing anything. So that's why I personally would encourage like people, especially starting at a younger age and now, to really like do stuff with your hands because we're losing a lot of technical skills and like people can only like text now. Like that's about it. I'm not saying that, but like like a lot of kids they can't do a lot of other stuff because they don't do anything with their hands most of the time.
How's Google?
Google is amazing. Have any of you guys watched The Internship?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually watched that on the plane. I was pretty blown away because I was like, oh, I've been there. Yeah, so it looks like The Internship. It's very modern. There's bikes there and you don't have to wear helmets, so it's wonderful. Everyone is very upbeat and like there's food like every such like meters away, so it's a wonderful place. And they had like a volleyball pitch and a really small swimming pool, and everyone there is like very sharp, I guess you could say, and like very upbeat. So it was an amazing experience. Yes?
Do they have those things that you keep your knock in?
Sorry?
Do they have the whole thing that you can keep your knock in?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't actually get to see those. I feel like they were there, but like in an upstairs part we didn't go to. But knowing Google, they're probably there. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes?
We would love a demonstration of your flashlight.
Okay, it's not extremely bright, especially
Should we hit the light?
Yeah, actually better like when you guys try it, but I will bring one out for you. Okay, so this is one of my flashlights. I'll just show you the pre-charged unit. So you turn off the light, see if it's there we go. So that is kind of the light.
Wow.
Oh, it can actually reach like the back row.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Cool, yeah. So if you guys want to try it out, I have another one as well. Ask me later. She'll be here.
Any other questions? Round of applause. Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to get our blood pumping again. You guys ready? Everyone seems so like they're thinking about their inventions. They're thinking about what they're going to invent next. And thank you also to Anne's father who bring that out. So to give you guys kind of a breakdown of what's going to be happening next, we're going to have a tug of war. Okay. Now this tug of war, it's going to work in the sense that if you lose, you pretty much pack your bags and go cry in Vanier. Okay, so it's gonna be team versus team. Sana will go into more detail outside, but at the moment. Alright guys, listen up. Also, Anne is being very generous, and if you would like to come and check out the flashlight and handle it and look at it and what we got to do with it, come check it out. Okay, it's right here. Say it again. Well,
That's a good question. I wouldn't know.
I have to catch the 9 o'clock ferry, so I have to leave by, I don't know. Dad, what time do we have to leave? I'm not driving. Oh, 7 o'clock. Sorry, I will not be. I'll eat with you in spirit.
Okay, so just a day plan, like I said, after this, we're going to be having our tug of war. After tug of war, we're going to be grabbing bags and heading over to the diner. Okay?
That being said, guys, one last warm and grateful cheer for Anne and her father coming to present us. Thank you.